Was Caligula truly the embodiment of absolute depravity, or was he simply misunderstood? A question that stirs the minds of historians and curious individuals alike. Born Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus in August of 31 AD, Caligula was thrust into the world of Roman politics from an early age. His father, Germanicus, was a popular general, and his mother, Agrippina, the granddaughter of the Emperor Augustus. However, his childhood was not a happy one. His family was plagued by political intrigues and tragedies. By the time he was 7, his father had died under suspicious circumstances, and his mother and 2 eldest brothers would later die in exile, victims of the political machinations of the Emperor Tiberius. In the year 37 AD, Tiberius's death paved the way for Caligula to ascend to the throne. Initially, Rome rejoiced. Caligula was the beloved son of the people's hero, Germanicus. There were high hopes for his reign, but those hopes would soon be dashed. Caligula's reign began promisingly with acts of generosity and reform. He granted bonuses to the military, abolished certain taxes, and released those unjustly imprisoned. However, this period of benevolence was short-lived. After a severe illness, Caligula emerged a changed man. He began to indulge in extravagant and often bizarre behavior. He declared himself a living god, demanded to be worshipped, and even dressed in the guise of various deities. He hosted extravagant feasts and games, draining the Roman treasury. He was accused of committing incest with his sisters and executing people without trial. He even declared war on the sea god Neptune, ordering his soldiers to whip the waves. But perhaps the most infamous story of Caligula's eccentricity was his plan to make his favorite horse, Incitatus, a consul. Whether this was a sign of madness or a calculated insult to the Roman Senate remains a topic of debate. Caligula's reign of terror ended in the year 41 AD when he was assassinated by his own guards. His rule had lasted a mere 4 years, but it left a lasting legacy. So why is Caligula considered the worst person? His erratic behavior, extravagant spending, and disregard for Roman traditions alienated the Roman elite. His cruel and arbitrary executions spread fear among the populace. His actions destabilized the Roman political system and lead to a period of chaos and instability. Yet, it's important to remember that our knowledge of Caligula is based primarily on the accounts of his enemies. The historians who wrote about him lived during or after his reign and had their own biases. Some modern historians argue that Caligula has been unfairly vilified. Nevertheless, Caligula's reputation as a cruel and capricious tyrant persists. He remains a symbol of absolute power, corrupting absolutely, a cautionary tale of what can happen when a leader is unchecked by the constraints of law or morality.